Okay, how was it processing your emotions for Devi and making it seem real on screen? Well, Shruti, like I said, it was difficult. It was difficult. The last part of it was a little difficult. We kind of processing your emotions is part of being an actor, so that part was not difficult. But yes, sometimes when you're enacting things that really hit you and that kind of touch a sensitive nerve, you have to kind of suck your breath in and go beyond that. So yeah, it was difficult. It wasn't easy. Okay. Do actresses also fear working during night shifts or in lonely places like most women do? Well, Rupesh Jain, that is a very smart question actually. Because yes, of course, I think women all over the world do, regardless of wherever they are. I know for a fact that, when I'm driving to Film City in the night, whether I have my driver or I don't have my driver, my husband is worried about me. I also take extra precautions. There will be one car ahead of me, etc. So we all do that, regardless of which strata of society you are from. We're all a little more careful, a little more wary. That's the world today, I guess. Okay. Okay, Moshmi Khan Pereira. That's an interesting name. What is your take about gender equality in the film industry? I think the gender equality is getting there. I really do. I think we are still, I think we have a long way to go. Yes, but we are getting there. And I think the film industry, in fact, has a better, take on it. I do think that we have a better take on it in our film industry than a lot of other industries, I would say. Okay. Do you think that we create the reality that we live in? Well, Bhavna Bade. Yes, I do think that we create the reality that we live in. That's a very, very cool question, by the way. That is. I want to believe that my reality is a safe and happy world. Okay, what was the most enjoyable part about shooting Devi? Okay, this is my fan club, Kajol fan club, yes. The most enjoyable part about shooting Devi was actually the fact that I'm working with my friends and we had the most amazing food ever. Like on set, we had this little lounge where, they had all these little goodies. So in between shots, we would all go and we would sit and we would binge out with, sitting and just chilling and binging, and it was fab and it was fun. And yeah, that would have to be my most favorite part about shooting Devi. This is your first short movie. Did you enjoy the experience? What's more difficult to shoot, short film or a feature film? Well, Reza, I think that I think it's equally difficult to shoot whatever you're planning to shoot, because it is just one of those things. It's part of your job, it depends on the subject matter, yes, but it also depends on where you are, the kind of people that you're working with, and whether it's a short film or a feature film or a full-length film. I think the effort that you put in to both is the same. Okay, what advice? In Devi, despite having been sexually assaulted by two men, your character Jyoti still believes in God and is peacemaker among the other women. What's your take on her? My take on her is that she is a peacemaker because she doesn't like conflict. It's as simple as that. She just doesn't like conflict and she avoids it to the extent where she's not even willing to make a decision. Even when, even when there's nobody else to make that decision, she still hesitates to make a decision. And, she still hesitates to take a step in the direction that she thinks things should go. And that maybe that's her trauma, maybe that's her upbringing. But Jyoti is one of those people who, at the end of the day, it's only when she's pushed to the wall and she thinks that, I can't do anything else about it, is when she, turns around and she's like, okay, I have to do this, I must do this. So yeah, that's Jyoti for me. Okay, what else? What advice would you give to women on this Women's Day? Okay, Hamma. I wouldn't give any advice. I tell women just not to take anybody's advice for a change. Don't live up to anybody's expectations, whether it be society, your mother, your father, your husband, or your children for that matter. Don't live up to anybody else's expectations besides your own. And tailor your expectations to the kind of life that you want to lead eventually and to the world that you want to create eventually. What's common between you and your character in the film? Not much. Not much. But the one thing that is common, I think, Pragyansh, is that the fact that they both believe in a higher power, and they both believe that that something is there to give them justice. Somebody is there to give them justice. Okay, who's the strongest woman that you know? Merv. Don't I know you? Who's the strongest woman that I know? Honestly, I've met the people who seem the most passive to you, and who you feel like are just doing absolutely nothing. I feel those women, in a very negative way, of course, are extremely strong. In fact, I feel those women are stronger in their martyrdom than any feminist that I've ever seen. Okay, what excited you about Devi the most? Manar Al-Mazmi. Okay, Manar. What excited me? I think Devi is a statement. And I loved that about the film. I love the fact that it's open to interpretation. I love the fact that it's open to, there are so many people who think so much about it. And there are so many things that everybody has thought up, and different layers that even I never thought up. So yeah, I love the fact that Devi is open to interpretation from everybody. What was your reaction after the shooting of Devi was complete? I was sad. I was really sad that I would not be working with these amazing women anymore. I knew that we'd be promoting Devi, of course, but I wanted the shoot to go on for a few more days, if only to work with them. It was so much fun. It was just so amazing, to work in this kind of space where you have so many women put together, so many strong women put together, so many strong personalities put together. So it was great fun, and very character building, I think. It's like soul food. Should do it more often. Okay.